All right, you guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Sunday. Time for another, yeah, time for another Gamers Therapy show where we're just going to help you maintain your addiction. We're not going to help you solve it. It's all for fun. So we don't ask for anything. Just pay attention. If you can do that, that would be cool. So, as you can see, we got a little bit of things going on back here. We are getting set up to do the Marvel game there. Uh, our friend Minnie Warmutt had sent that to us. It looks to be like it's going to be pretty interesting. So we're getting set up to do that. Try to do a quick game in the next either tonight or tomorrow night, and get that out to you guys. Ashley has had pretty long work shifts this week, so she came home from work, took a nap. Unfortunately, not able to wake her up at this point, so she's kind of crashed. I'm just gonna let her sleep, man. That's all I'm gonna do is let her sleep. So just you guys and me again. Like every once in a while it is, but that's okay. There's quite a bit going on um, in the world these days, so I'm glad that we're able to at least have power and internet. Some people are getting hurricanes and whatnot right now, and so we just feel pretty blessed to be in a position where we can get on, say hi, and it's not we're not involved in some crazy stuff. So that's always a good thing. Painting wise, today has been a fun day. Had my granddaughters over at the house this morning, so on Ashley's desk they were painting away little porcelain cats and stuff. Hey, Meandering Mike, how are you, sir? I'm glad you stopped by. I hope everything's well in your area of this realm and doing good. It's just Sunday. Poor Ashley is crashed out sleeping. She's been working a lot. She came home from work today and wanted to get a nap before the show, but I'm not able to get her up at this point, so I'm just gonna let her sleep. She gets up really early, and I used to do that for many years, so I know what that's like. So it's just me, and your weather's behaving. Ours is too. I guess there's some hurricane stuff going on right now outside of Florida, so I feel pretty blessed there, Mike, to not have to deal with bad weather at this point. We've had a few of our shows be stopped because the sirens have gone off, and we've been very fortunate that the damage has been like up to our area but stopped. Like literally, we've had damage across the street, but not right at us. And our community's been hit before. We had quite a bit of damage to our house back a couple years ago when we had a derecho, which is an inland hurricane, 140-mile-an-hour winds, straight line. So it did some severe damage here, but we still have the house, so we're good. I kind of count things like that. Um, so as long as your weather's behaving, more power to you. Today's 101 out here, so it's just hot. Salutations back at you, Tomakas. How are you, sir? Ashley's crashed out sleeping from working today, so I tried waking her up, but like I told Mike, there's no way. So I'm just gonna let her sleep. She's pretty passed out. She got the table set up earlier because she has all those Marvel figures painted for the Marvel game. So that's what she's wanting to do now is throw down the game. That's mostly cards. It's gonna be you got the miniatures that you place on the cards. So we'll see how that plays out. So yeah, it's been a fun day. Like I was telling Mike, my granddaughter's over today, so Ashley's desk, when she was at work, I converted it into a kid's painting desk for. I know I'm bad. I get them to paint miniatures and have fun. So trying to set up future customers, for the miniature world. So that's what I'm working on. Hey, Mini Wormut, what are you doing, sir? You can see that Marvel game you sent us. Ashley's got all the figures painted. She's got that set up. We're gonna try to do something tonight or tomorrow when I get off of work. So she's in the process of setting that up. Looks like it might be interesting. It's a card game, so I'm not sure how it'll all pan out. Yeah, quite the crew is here showing up. That's cool. I'm glad I get a chance to say hi to you guys on the weekend. It helps me start my week out in a better, positive frame of mind. You were looking at your set this morning, yeah. Since she's got it all painted, all the figures painted, she's got it. She's got it set up. We're in the process of setting up and getting the cards. You got to set the cards up a certain way. So should be fun. Any warm up, we'll figure it out. See if we can do it tonight or tomorrow night's the game plan. Only variable tomorrow. I have to go to the dentist. I got a busted tooth that gets to be pretty painful, in surges. So I'm gonna go see the dentist tomorrow about 3 o'clock and see what they can do to fix it. If they can fix it, but I'm betting they're gonna just pull it out. So that won't be no fun if they do. But otherwise, so far so good at mini warm up. Like I said, she's got enough set aside for your competition to paint. So that should be good. You go to the hernia specialist. Hernias are not fun. You got to get those dealt with. Yeah. And I hate the dentist mini warm up. I always wondered why it was extreme pain. I have two things against me. One, I have a high tolerance to any kind of painkillers. So more, all these drugs that everybody clamors about, they like do nothing. They don't do nothing for me. Um, Novocaine, Vicodin, all this other stuff. It doesn't. I mean, it's like I didn't take anything. So the dentist is painful. On top of that, most people have one nerve ending per tooth on average. A couple of mine have two and three. So it's extremely painful on getting things extracted. This is not. It's not fun, really. Um, so I'm not looking forward to going, but we'll see what they decide to do. I'm sure there's other problems they're going to want to work on too. So hopefully everything goes well at your hernia. You might have a hernia from lifting all those starter box sets you get. That could be a possibility. And if it's a game related injury, can you get compensation from those companies from lifting all their products? You could ask. Good afternoon, Charles. How are you doing in sunny California down there? And yeah, starter box hernia. Something we should talk about there, Mini Warmut, is gamer safety, sir. When you're going to lift these big packages from UPS and FedEx, gotta lift correctly. You cannot be just, willy nilly picking it up. But maybe we'll do a show about gamer safety and proper handling of starter sets. Just because. He's all whatever. Yeah. Starter box suck, huh? Well, starter box are a good deal, Keegan. It's just, I think the hernia thing with Mini Warmut is it's just not one starter set. It's like 80-pound boxes. Holy crap, Charles. 195 pieces for your paint challenge. Very nice. We're not going to have that many. We literally don't have the time for that. But it is a good way to get all the Battletech stuff painted up. So that's the upside to it there. But that's pretty good amount of pieces. But aren't some of yours 2mm, Charles? I got a couple of items I could add to it. Time. What is time? Um, what is time, Keegan? It's one of those things seem to run out of every day at the end of the day. And I just kind of want to, I should try to work the angle that my gaming addiction requires me to be at home. See if I could get services that would pay me to be at home. Then I could accomplish more gaming. Oh, those are 15 and 28 millimeters. Nice. Pardon me, this tooth hurts every once in a while. That would be good for you, Charles. Well, you do run out of money daily, Keegan. I mean, it's kind of how it works. Money and time. Although I had fun today earlier, Keegan, because Jaden was over here and I had Maya over here and they were painting. So uh, they were just having fun painting. Maya is only a little over about 2.5 years old now, so she likes to paint the little miniature animals I bought for her, and Jaden painted up some cards, so they just had fun. Yep. Oh, okay, Charles. So your 2 millimeter, you're gonna do this month for immediate play. Gotcha. Yeah, I figured you meant basing, not facing. Uh, See, I don't mind painting the 15 millimeters, um, but my problem is I just try to do too much detail. I talked to quite a few people who like one or two coat them, or they all coat them, and they'll throw some Nolan oil or something on it like that, and they're done. But I tend to do everything individually on them. Yeah, Jaden did paint her leg some sort of rectangle, blue and black, with a caption of Bob. Everybody likes Bob, she said. So I don't know. The paint though is water based. You can wash that off. It's not the Citadel paints or anything. Um, Ashley has a tote of just those color safe wash off paints. So the kids have a blast with that. Alternative armies, like what do you mean alternative? How many were my Loud Ninja Games? Let me see if I can look them up. Oh, here we go. Alternative armies, Loud Ninja Games. Oh, Asgard. Wow, they got some cool stuff here. Fantasy ranges, Japanese fantasy building, season range, historical figures, 6 millimeter scale ranges. Oh, so where'd you find that shop at? I just found it. That's what I was looking at. I could, I guess. Let me see some. There. I found it. That's their place. Sea Keegan Alternative Armies. Now, this is kind of interesting. Science fiction, Iron Age, 28, 15 millimeters, and terrain. I'm going to have to go through this. 15 millimeter fantasy ranges, so you can see what they got here. And it says 6 millimeter scale. I'll have to check that out. This one's interesting. Asgard. Orcs, dwarves, barbarians. Tabletop games and Asgard science fiction. Space Marines and Adventures. So this place here, Mini Warmut, looks like it's well, as you guys can see, it looks like a pretty big range. I mean, actually, since Ashley's sleeping, it's probably good that she's sleeping. Click on the AAA logo and I'll fall down a big hole. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Where did you see that at? Maybe I'm just blind. So, this is interesting. Wow, all sorts of minis, vehicles, aircraft or spacecraft. Oh boy. That's something Ashley would be interested in right there. Look at this dude. Yeah, that's some interesting miniatures. Okay, then. Type in alternative armies in the search bar. Hold on, let me go back to the page there. Oh boy. 15 millimeter scale miniature. White metal, so it's a metal miniature. $1, $1. Okay. I don't know, you guys. This is dangerous. Only 575 pages to go through. I mean, good God. Okay, Mini Warmut. I will. There we go. That's a pretty cool site. I'll keep it up. Although I'm kind of glad Ashley's sleeping and didn't see this one because it's you know what I mean. That's gonna take some money. Yeah, send me a link in the messenger of exactly what it is. That'll work. The paint challenge theme is McMurray's idea. Was that going the distance? Was that your theme? Reminds me of a song. Pretty sure I heard that in a song. So yeah, and pretty much everybody's gearing up for that. I don't know, Keegan, are you getting anything for? Do you have anything you're going to put in Mini Warmut's paint challenge? And it doesn't. It's not based on how many miniatures you do. Probably quite a few people are going to just leave me and Ashley in the dust. I think we're going to have about 50-ish, but we literally don't have time to sit and paint too much. Although that will change. Ashley's shift might be changing. They hired some new people. So right now her days are off opposite of mine, which sucks because as a couple, when you game, it's kind of hard to do that. And if her days end up being the same as mine, which is the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, then that's going to make a big difference on what we can accomplish also, as opposed to just being opposite. You got tanks you can paint? I got a couple too. Couple 15 millimeters I could toss in there. And this World War One monstrosity. That's 15 millimeter. Mark 5 or Mark 7. I think it's the Mark 7. So there's some other things I could add to it. You'll try to paint the distance of your driveway. Ha ha. I don't know. How long is your driveway? You got one of those estates with like a quarter-mile long driveway? If you do, then you're in trouble. You don't want to hear something funny though, Mini Warmut? I went to go grab and paint or put together them Romans and realized there is zero glue. None. There's no glue left. So now I gotta swing by and get a bottle of glue because I'm out of glue. I was like, dang it, I could have got that done. Hey, Mitos, how are you, sir? Glad you stopped by. We were just chit-chatting about Mini Warmut's paint challenge. So we'll have some stuff. Like I said, maybe around going the distance. Is that a measure how far you can pee? There you go, Meandering Mike. Now maybe drink some food coloring. You know, food coloring. And then you could learn to write your name. Like cursive style. That would be cool, especially if it snows in your area. It could be millimeters. Mark it and paint that many minis to equal the distance. So I don't have a driveway. I live on a street. Actually, where my house sets like this, and the street's right here. So I don't have a driveway. You know, I can't put enough miniatures down to paint the street. It's fairly long. Although that would be it. All these good deals going on too. And I believe we got that set already that you had sent me there, Mini Warmut. So I think that's the same one she got for $9 at the local gaming store when they were marking it down. Elevation, Keegan? That's too much math. You gotta tell Miniature Mike to mark the furthest mark of his shot. There you go. Now, and you can't use any devices to aid in, like straws or anything like that, and duct tape. Yeah, I know, kind of weird. I don't know. Uh, yeah, you gotta come up with something to paint there, Mythos. But we got some stuff. It's just not going to be a whole lot. I'll probably throw the tanks in it too. Is it the length of August? There you go. Some of you guys are going to have a lot, and some of us aren't. So it's all good. Power straw competition. That's right, Meandering Mike. Now that would, you know what's funny is that would probably sell tickets. Too much drippage. Yep. Oh, that's true there, Keegan. You do still got Humvees to paint. Why don't you just put them in? You haven't painted them yet. You've been wanting to paint them for Team Yankee, so you may as well just, even if it's a couple. But I know you got more than a couple to paint because you printed a bunch of them to use as cannon fodder. Speaking of which, we gave away our tank dice tower, so kind of miss it. So got some resin there. Gonna have Ashley print up another one for me. Yeah, we do kind of need to get on a new topic. But we're talking about painting right now, Brian. So he has 20 to paint. Oh my God, Mythos, I don't know. Now you did it, Telemachus, didn't you? Oh, Lord. Yeah. Well, you, I don't know. Our channel tends to go. No, Charles. I'm not asking for it back. I hope you enjoy it. I just said I kind of missed playing with it with the tank games we got. So some of that resin, how Amazon does that. Buy it in 2 hours, and you get X amount off, and they just randomly, or well, it's not random, but they put things in front of you that they know you're gonna buy. So I'm like, yeah, I picked that up because it's like several dollars off the bottle. I told Ashley, I said, we need to get another tank printed out. You don't know any kids, Telemachus? Just paint your height, Mythos? So on the windows, Keegan, that you can mix a couple colors to make glass looking stuff, and I have one that looks almost like glass, so you could paint the windows if you wanted to. 900 meters check. Keegan, 1-to-4 ratio. Yeah, hey Charles, they like to do that, don't they? A 2.5-year-old, Maya, she loves to just drop the dice in and just keep watching them come out over and over. She thinks that's cool. You're on the road for 2 weeks, Mythos? Oof. Well, maybe you could do a couple and paint while you're in. Well, it depends. If you're on the road next month, didn't you on the one do some painting from the road, Mythos, in your hotel room? So yeah, it's not till September. So you're good unless they got you on the road all next month too, and they might. Yeah, you got time, Keegan. Like I said, we already got set what we're gonna do. I might though, because of what you were saying, I can add a couple pieces of the tanks to them, and paint them up just because they need to be. I did, Brian, download the one-page rules, and really it's just sitting here, 2 pages of it actually, and some things I'd have to talk to you about. Some things seem a little vague, but I'm getting ready. We want to give that a shot. Take the Warhammer guys and put them on the table and try it that way and see what it does. So I think that would be something interesting too. But I don't know, you guys. We're gonna have to buy some glue because the glue thing, not having the glue, not good. You might have a one-page rule game up soon. Okay. Yeah, it looks fairly simple, and I'd have to reread it. I mean, it's literally nothing there to read. But I can't remember. I had a question or two, and I was like, man, I need to ask Brian about this. But it seems simple enough to break it down. And I think with everybody, we all got all these miniatures, especially you, Charles. And the one-page rules seem to be able to fit really easy for all that. It really doesn't matter what you got. The Arena of Blood rules from Wiley Games, I've been wanting to play. my fault on that is I want to buy that little arena just because, I mean, it's a gladiator game, so I kind of want to have the arena. The Army Vault list building is cool and easy. Okay. So you'd have to, on that one there, is that on their pages or? It seems like for every 500 points, you can bring like a hero or a bigger character or whatever, which makes sense because then you're not overdoing it. Like 1,000 point game, you're going to have two beasts to work with, whatever it is. Oh, Gang Wars is the version of Necromunda in Mini Warma. I have Necromunda. I even have Necromunda dice and a rule book and all this stuff for it. And me and Clint were going to pay it. And my faction. So the Book of Judgment, yay. So just haven't had a chance to play. Me and Clint were going to do that, and ever since we quit working together, it's just been super hard to get together with Clint. That's why I'm glad we got together on the other day on that Hex Tech train stuff, because it was really nice to have some time talking with Clint. And on Necromunda, I found a really cool, not very expensive, like around the $50 price range, is like a pre-built city town for the table. I thought that would be really cool, especially with Necromunda. So $10 a month, you get to download the STL files of their miniatures. Okay, I was wondering about that, Telemachus, about the full rules, because the one-page rules references stuff, and I'm like, where's the reference at? $4.99 for advanced rules. Well, gee, since codexes are like $50, $60, I think $5 is a little bit easier to afford. I know they got tons of factions. Yes, Keegan, I am looking forward to Alpha Strike also. We literally got to sit and throw that down. But like I said, Ashley's going to paint all those miniatures too, and Brian's challenge. But I don't care. We can play with them unpainted. Yeah, Mythos, it was really nice to have Clint back for a little bit there. He's got a lot of knowledge on the games, and we used to do a lot. Now, with that, speaking of Clint, so like Mythos, out of everybody, you used to listen to our podcast, right? Where you were driving a lot, you said, because me and Clint did those commute podcasts every day, which I have had people ask me about. Gray minis. Oh, well, Mini Warmut, the problem is I can't afford to not play the game and wait for the painting challenge. And we'll roll the dice on the shame. We'll get a shame value to see if they're shamed for running around the battlefield naked because they're not painted. We'll do that. And if so, we'll just ad hoc a rule. If they fail their role to save their shame, they run to hide their nakedness from the field. They're off the table. I mean, we could do that. Might be kind of funny to see a mech put his hands like this and run across the field and leave. I mean, So, might be interesting. But back to the podcast thing there. So yesterday, Mythos, and you guys, I spent a lot of time getting back into the platform because I forgot how many platforms we're on. Literally, without bragging, guys, it's on a lot of places like iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pod, Deezer, Podcast, da-da-da-da-da. And so I'm trying to condense them down and get back into getting podcasts out because I really enjoyed doing them anyways. And I like this, but it's fun to do the podcast because, like you guys know, how many of us will sit there and paint and listen to our friends, right? Or the channels we support. I mean, I do. There's times if I'm at night and I got a little bit of time, or you guys know I'm Frost and Fisted. Many times we watch your show while we were in the car, you know, running around doing errands and stuff. So the podcasts are a good thing for us because we already did that. You'll report me to Game Workshop. Yeah. So that's cool, Charles. You're not motivated to build fiddly parts? We know you meant orcs. So on the podcast, I spent a couple hours yesterday, you guys. So if those of you who want to listen to them, go for it. You can find us. Got links. I put a little note up in my Gamers with Coffee group on Facebook because we've got quite a few new members there too. So they kind of have an idea of what's going on, what we do, and I pinned it so it'd stay there. So I'm going to start taking our live shows here and just down because I can download them. This software lets you download your show, and you can download the video and audio, or you could download it separate. You could download the audio. So kind of for me, it kills two birds with one stone. Like when I'm done with this show, tomorrow I can download it. I mean, you can download it whenever you want, but probably wouldn't get to it till tomorrow. Then I just convert it over, use Audacity, and boom, I got an MP3 file. I'll put that up on podcast so that people can listen to this show. The only difference is they can't see it, but you can upload the videos too if you want. So that's kind of what I've been working with, getting the podcasts out and going and whatnot. Because, like I said, we had a lot of fun doing it. I didn't realize I've got quite a few downloads, man. People download them, so that feels good too. So I just want to go back to doing podcasts like Podbean. If you guys want, Podbean is a free app. And on that, when we use it to go live, it's kind of like here. Like if we're doing a live discussion, we're just sitting around painting live. If you have the app, you can like call in, so you could be live too, just through your phone. So it's pretty interesting little gizmo. A lot of the others allow you to download and listen, but this one will allow you to join it when we do live podcasts. So look at Podbean if you're interested, and get it from the Play Store, or if you got an Apple, from wherever you get it from Apple. But it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little app. I've had it for many years, and it works well. So anyways, I guess enough said about that. I'm kind of proud of my podcast, and what I've achieved with it isn't millions, but I've done pretty good on, so kind of happy about that. And I like you guys listening, so there you go. Hey, Mini Warmut, what if I get Ashley to cut little tiny strips of cloth and we put them around the mechs, like to cover that, their area and their backside, and just for fun. Might give a little bit of a cavemanish touch, I guess, to it, but we could do that till they're fully painted. One of my videos I did, Keegan can testify with his guys, is I had my guys painted and his weren't. And I'm like, they're naked. I was zooming in and out. I think I had to take that one down off YouTube. But it was kind of funny. So we do try to play with mostly painted miniatures, but that's why we waited on the Marvel game. Ashley wanted to make sure everything's done. She's been done with those for all, so now we'll try to throw that down. That is an old video, Keegan. I think several years old, but I don't think it's on that channel anymore. Because I think I put that up before they pulled that stunt with the FCC and they wanted to fine all the creators. Because I think I had like 80-something videos and I took all of them down. and just left this YouTube channel for quite a while alone until they figured that out, because I didn't want no strikes, or how this world is. People are sensitive, they get hurt easy, and blah blah blah. It's not like it used to be. So just to cover my own butt, I just removed everything because I had no idea what they were looking at. I think that's one of the videos I did remove. And then these other 570 videos were, that's since I removed those. That was once I got back into doing it. But it was funny though, Keegan. Got a lot of attention on it. It was kind of funny. But you got to have some fun. I mean, literally. And Telemachus, you're saying, can I download the what? Hey, Telemachus, I don't know what that is. I guess maybe I'm lost. Download the Trido, whatever that is that you put in there. Are you referring to the one-page rules place? Well, I'll have to check that out though, Mini Wormwood. If it's $10 a month and you can download the STLs, that would be cool too. I mean, that's $10 anymore is not gonna affect anything at the rate everything costs. Oh, it's a CB joke. Oh man, I haven't had a CB in a long time, man. Well, I mean a long time. I mean a couple decades, but we did have some fun conversations on those things. Hello, Nerds Nerd. How are you? Well, hello, Nagawa. How are you? I have not seen you on here for a while. How you doing, sir? We've just been chit-chatting on all sorts of stuff. Keegan, our quarry on the one outside of town is on fire. Neighboring cities being called in for water trucks. That's interesting. Makes you wonder what's on fire at a quarry since it's mostly rocks. They released Age of Fantasy Quest for the D&D players. The minis. Yeah, the one in Palo. That's like 10, 12 minutes from here. That's not very far. Yeah, Nerd and Nagawa showed up. Hey, your live streams on Saturday are good. I don't always get a chance to say much there, Nagawa, or even get to watch them. Sometimes I'm very busy that time of the morning, but Ashley usually tries to tune in. Okay, Telemachus, that makes sense. So I was trying to wonder what you were talking about. You're usually asleep during our streams. Oh, well, you're awake, but because it's a holiday tomorrow, huh? No talkie, go download one-page rule stuff now. The CBs are nice, and you know what, Keegan? You know what, like when we had the storm and you lose power and they didn't have no cell phone working for 4 or 5 days. So all that requires towers and da-da-da. CBs don't. That's all line of sight. So if you have a handheld CB and you could talk to anybody else with a CB, that's line of sight. And it depends where you're at, man. You get up on a mountain, you got a long range. Yeah, nerds. The one-page rules are pretty cool. Just reading through them, I was just asking Mini Wormwood a little bit about some of the stuff it referenced. So I guess it'd be best to get the full set of rules to reference some of the things they're talking about. And I didn't pay attention when I went to the site, so I didn't realize it was $10 a month. You could get the STL files for Mini as well. I mean, we're all going to spend more than that. Yeah, you do like the one-page rules, Mini Wormwood. You don't got to stop. You're game crushing. Yep. everybody I've talked to says they like the one-page rules. So we need to just try them. I've got them printed. Whoops, right here. So other than that, we got to give it a shot and see. Darn, knocked over a miniature. Oh, hold on a second, you guys. Oh, geez. All right. Well, guess I'll have to glue them back together again. But oh well. That's what glue's for. Dang it. I'm going to have to buy glue. So, yeah. So I got to give them a shot. Yeah. That was one of my snipers. He kind of broke when he hit the ground. So I will have to redo him. But that's okay. Nothing that can't be fixed. So nerds, you like their game and their STLs? Yeah, so at Mythos. So if you, I don't remember where you listened to us before. When you were doing a lot of driving, you said you used to listen to us quite a bit. Yeah, the new sniper. Both of them. See? Yep. I had them sitting up there, and I went to get the rules, and I knocked them, and they hit the ground. They all popped apart. So if you're looking to start a podcast, Mythos, get a hold of me, and I'll show you how easy it is to do on that, and then I'll support you. I'll follow you if you want to follow me, vice versa, and then we can help. Man down, 2 men down, 2 of the 3. So the gun came off. They both came off their bases. The jetpack came off, and the rifle came off the one guy. And oh dang, that's not good. A little tiny piece. Oh boy, I will have to get down and my hands and knees and look for that, because it's the scope he was holding up to his eye. I just realized it. Damn it. That's my fault for having them up on top of the computer. I should have put them away. Your adventures around the porcelain, you would probably get a lot of crap for that. But I bet you'd go over with the weird people. There's all sorts of bad stuff you could do if you want to do that. I don't. Damn, that really upsets me. That's going to be hard to fix. I'm going to have to hope I can find it on the floor somewhere. I have to hope I can find it. Of course. So yeah, you could. I mean, all that kind of goes over well, I guess, in this day and age. I kind of don't. I pretty much just want to run a clean show and be myself. And if they like me, they like me. And if they don't, they don't. It's all good. Yeah, McGowan, not with your feet. Although, I guess you can make some money selling pictures of your feet, from what I've heard. Who knows? I don't know. Hey, Greg, why'd you quit YouTube? Because I made more money selling pictures of my toes. Yeah. But see, I'd be the kind of ding dong that would paint a little happy face on my toenail or something. I'd do something like that. Or put some peanut butter on the top of your toe and see if they get the toe jam reference because you put peanut butter there. So it'd be like a quiz, but they may not get it. So see, get back on the road. Yeah. Yeah, we deviate a little bit on this journey sometimes. It bounces around. I am concerned about finding this eyepiece for my guy. He doesn't look right. He's missing the piece. Here's the coffee only fans. Yeah. Yeah, actually. Yeah, that'd be good. You want me to focus? You want me to focus, Mini Warmut? Really? I can't really focus. We start to talk about things, and it's just kind of whatever the group talks about. We just kind of go with that. This is therapy. We don't really want to stay on track. We want to encourage the insanity. Yeah, we're not here to fix anything. Crystal don't know yet, but her feet are going to get famous so you can start gaming. Not the silly bow tie show with the two suspicious looking guys. You won't know it's suspicious? That guy from Turkey that showed up at the Olympics. That's a badass man. Walk up there in a t-shirt, peg it, no nothing, no hearing protection, no specialty glasses, walk away with the silver and go home. Like, no big deal. Showed up all those people with all their fancy little gadgets. And I'm not into the Olympics, to be honest with you. Their opening ceremony was really creepy and weird and had nothing to do with the Olympics, but just weird. But that little snippet that's running around on the internet of that guy is like, wow, that's impressive. You got to deal him into a game like where he shows up as someone for help. You know what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, just Google it. The guy from Turkey in the shooting competition. Pretty impressive. If I could train my snipers to do that, that'd be even more impressive. Oh, it was Audible? Yeah, because see, that's the thing is it gets put out to a few places. Like iHeartRadio sent me a thing and asked me to go on there, so I did. And Spotify back when they started, then I had Anchor, and Spotify bought out Anchor, so all that merged, and then Spreaker, and there's so many platforms to go to. But what I like about Podbean is if you want people to interact, you can turn it on or off, but you have the ability for them to call in. Keegan knows that because we've had a few people call in, and we were a couple times doing this show, running it on Podbean on the site too. So that's a good system, and give me a phone call about that, and I can walk you through some of that, Mythos. It's a good deal, really. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, well, it does when you do your podcast. I'm sorry, the apps don't cost people, so when people download it, it doesn't cost them nothing. Charles is not insane. He's just horribly misaligned. And the guy who says you're a game beast, Charles. All right. There you go. There you go. Somebody has to be the game beast, so let it be Charles. Well, hello, Walkabout. How are you, sir? You've had some good stuff I've watched you upload lately. Pretty good. We were just chit-chatting in general, and then I broke two out of the three of my snipers, my Primaris Eliminators. And I am missing a piece, which I cannot see looking at the floor. I don't want to move in my chair, so I guess when the podcast is over, I'll be on my hands and knees looking for this little teeny tiny piece so I can go in back. And yeah, Mini Warmut, that dude does really rock. He was pretty insane just walking up and all badass like that and walking away. And I was just chuckling. I'm like, all these other people with all their fancy equipment, and their sponsor stuff. Here, this dude just walks up and goes, ding, 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 ding. Okay, I'm done. You know, and it was just kind of funny. Charles can eat the hard to digest rules, like their tiddlywinks, Nagawa says. Keegan Thumb playing Pokemon on Switch. He's gonna go build some tanks. Uh, oh yeah, walkabout. I mean, I can only say I really enjoy using it. And they've been around for so long that they have their stuff's just good. Generally, it's not it that fails. And you got all these other companies now because this stuff is browser based. They're out there, um, just literally trying to compete with everybody. So more and more and more of them are popping up, and um, you know, some of them. I guess Streamyard ran some super special for a little bit there, but I could put the background music on. I like the fact that so walkabout you can if you want put like a mini teleprompter up that only you see. It's your notes basically if you want to do that. StreamYard to me was just too expensive, and I could do more. I really need to have the ability to add more cameras without paying so much money. Now Jeff from Hex to Hex, he lucked out and said he got it for $100. If that was some Black Friday deal or something, that's great. But generally, I just can't spend that kind of money every month at full price when I can do more with this. And besides that, anybody that wants to come on, like you walkabout or tried the one night, or we do it with mini warm up, or we were on a regular basis. So everybody could share the stream to their own channel, and I kind of like that. So that way, everybody gets something out of it. Everybody gets views and gets something for their channel, but we can all go in. And then StreamYard does that too. It's just it's a much higher price and less things you can add. And they just did another update with Restream here. So I mean, it's got more things built into it. I like the fact that I can save my videos, download them, or download just the audio. Um, if you're looking at the pro version, you can do a lot. Walkabout. Um, it's good. So see, I'm kind of hoping that down the road, the coffee shop and the tea shop takes off enough that it pays for itself, and maybe there's extra left over to upgrade things like cameras and things like that. You know what I mean? So at some point, if my income becomes a little more, then I can do more. But I just like the fact I can add multiple cameras and bring people on and do all that because for us, that's what we need to do. Um, it's a good deal. Elevator music. No, that's not fair, Keegan. I could put some music in the background, but it all depends on elevator music, right? So you guys you'd be proud of me. So when the grandkids come over, then they paint. We play a little bit of music in the background. It could be the wheels on the bus go round and round, right? And then we switch over to maybe some Metallica or some Linkin Park or whatever it is that you like in those areas. All right, walkabout. If your kids got there, have a good evening, man. Take care. I'm glad you stopped by. pink fluffy unicorns. You know what's even better and more annoying is raining tacos. Yep, we were thinking the same thing. Uh, the flying bum one we won't play on here. That's British and kind of dirty. But we can't. We won't risk playing that on this. But yeah, that's interesting. Not narwhals, Keegan. No. I will go if it's raining tacos because it's tacos. So yeah, Mythos, we'll get together after the show. I'm gonna cry for a couple minutes because my guys broke up, and then I gotta buy some glue so I can re-glue them. But I gotta find the piece. I'm a little bit worried on the scope for his eye. It's so small. I don't even know where that would be at. So that's because I played Metallica and stuff when you weren't around them. Because I didn't want him growing up with that Backstreet Boys stuff you liked. You know what I mean? So when they say, how come the kids go to sleep for you? Did you ever hear the song Enter Sandman? Maybe not. There you go. Baby Shark is a good one too, Mini Wormite. You shouldn't do that because that sticks in your head, that Baby Shark. You know, I shouldn't do this, Brian. If some random person comes in here and they see me going, Baby Shark, they're going to go, whoa, what channel did I go to? They may hang around out of curiosity, or they might just go, oop, I got to go. That Nagawa's going to think I'm crazy anyways. He doesn't really get a chance to watch our show, so he doesn't really know how far our minds go sometimes. You're going to bye me. Tiptoe through the tulips. Hey, I got a better one, Mini Warmont, than What Does the Fox Say? Go look up Annoying Orange on YouTube and play What Does the Sock Say? Because I had put sock on my hand. Like, I just do crazy, stupid shit. It'd be a sock puppet. Ask Keegan and Crystal. Their kids would sit and watch with me. What does the sock say? It's a parody of What Does the Fox Say? But it's an orange with a mouth and eyes that sings it, called Annoying Orange. See, I should have done something crazy like that. That's what I should have done. No, you heard that. Oh, man, my music range is a little bit all over, Charles. It just kind of depends. But I grew up with a lot of the hard rock or the heavy metal stuff. So when I play some of the songs today, my younger daughter, Haley, one day, she's all, Dad, you got to listen to this group I found. And she starts playing. I go, yeah, that's Hollywood Undead. How'd you know Hollywood Undead? I'm like, because I've listened to them for years before you found them. Oh, so it's just kind of funny. Run for your life. Run to the hills for Iron Maiden. Yep. No, Mini Warm-Up, that's what you hear when you walk up to a game shop that's got 50% off everything. You hear in your head, run to the hills, run for your life, because you can't. You cannot go in the store. You can't. Because once you do, that's it. Rent and everything else out the window. Japan. Remember that song, I think I'm Turning Japanese? And then there's all these other songs too, like Pen, Pineapple, Pen. That was a one hit. Insane Wonder. And just all sorts of stuff. Never heard that play in your mind? That's why you have a hernia, sir. Because you never stopped yourself and then you're lifting too many boxes of goodies. So what you do now is break the starter sets up. It's like one every day or something instead of 4 or 5 at once. So you're not lifting a lot of weight. Oh, not Gundam style. No, Keegan. Although I wonder how far I'd go if I started playing crazy stuff in the back of these things and just started painting. I don't know. Chocolate Rain. Not Purple Rain, but Chocolate Rain. There you go. There's so many songs we could go through, you guys, that today I don't really care for a lot of the newer music. Some of the hard stuff I do, but a lot of the other quote regular pop songs, stuff like you got no substance to it or nothing. It depends. There are some good songs here and there, but I'm not a musical expert. I'm not an expert on anything. So, Adamant. Now there's some interesting groups, man. Remember when? Do you remember the band Rat? They were pretty big for a while. Round and Round. I remember my dad asked me one day. He goes, "Who are you listening to?" I said, "Rat." He goes, "No." I said, "Who are you listening to?" And I said, "It's a band called Rat." He just kind of shook his head. Or Twisted Sister, or we could go on and on and on. Yeah, Adamant was an interesting character. A lot of interesting stuff. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that was done then. I mean, some of the shows and stuff like that, um, like the Bundys. I always thought that was funny. But I think if you did something like that today, there'd be so many people up hurt and upset and crying. It'd be crazy. Um, so they had a lot of good stuff, but today it's all politically correct or agenda motivated, or it's just it's not really too much free expression on it. Video killed the radio star. What about turn up the radio? Yeah. And video kind of did. Now, not too many people listen to the radio anymore, just because of their phones and everything they can walk around with. So, well, no, it was interesting. In California, when I was a kid in the '80s, they had a radio station called Pirate Radio, and they called it Pirate Radio because you know our country, most countries have out to 3 miles is your don't get in my space, and then outside of that in international waters. So this was a boat from San Diego that these guys would just go out and they just barely cross the international waters and they broadcast. There's nothing they could do to shut them down. It was kind of funny. MTV videos. Oh yeah. Hey little sister, what have you done? Um, Nice day for a white wedding. So you remember Girls on Film? When they aired that on MTV, about fell out of my seat. Um, and then they only aired it for a while, and then they pulled that one. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting music over the years, and you start thinking about one song that'll lead you to another. Um, yep, you remember that, don't you? Yep, yep. Yeah, it was funny though. They couldn't do nothing like that today, though, man. But today they do really overtly sexual things that are really. Uh, I don't find it like interesting. It's more degrading kind of stuff that they're doing. Yeah, Hot for Teacher, Van Halen, Eddie, or well, Eddie and um, oh my God, when they broke up, that was a big thing too. Yeah, you could go on and on and on and on, man. It's it's interesting. Just go look up the '80s playlist or something and start playing it, and you forget about all the songs you used to hear, and that's interesting too. David Lee Roth, yeah, you are correct, sir. It was an interesting time. Remember Def Leppard when they first came out with Pyromania, and their drummer is 15 years old with one arm. They're still around today doing tours and stuff. But there was just different talent, I think, then. It was an interesting time. Music wise, it was. I look back on it, it's like there was a lot of good songs. So you know, but I guess I should focus more on not knocking my miniatures off and breaking them, huh? Especially when they're as expensive as they are. Except fortunately, they broke at the glue joints, so I can re-glue them. Yeah, they actually played the instruments. A lot of it now today is synthesized music or whatever. Very true. Very true. I don't know, man. So yeah, sometimes I'd play Annoying Orange there, Keegan, for the kids, but other times, you just gotta let them listen to real music too. I did get to see Brian and you guys Kiss their final tour they did when they came through here. It's funny because my mom called me. She didn't even know who Kiss was. She says this lady at work um, was offended. She goes, I got 2 tickets to this final tour of Kiss that's coming through Cedar Rapids. I said, you do? And she goes, do you want them? I'm like, well, yeah. And I said, how'd you get them, Mom? She's all, one of the coworkers was a lady who was really upset that her boyfriend bought the tickets for them, but didn't ask her first. So she threw them in the trash can. Mom said, if those are concert tickets, can I have them? She goes, yeah. That's how I got them. The lady was that mad. So I did get to see them once in my life in concert. That was a pretty good show. Um, and they were scalping them. People were walking up and down offering $1,200, $1,500 for your tickets, and I'm like, nope, nope. I got mine for free. I'm not selling them. Yeah, it's pretty cool because my poor mom literally had no clue who Kiss was, none. She just knew that I like music and concerts and stuff, and so I was like, well, hell yeah. So I got very fortunate, um, and it was nice. It was nice to see him. It was a pretty interesting little story. But what I thought was weird is, why would you be offended that your significant other bought you tickets to go to a concert? Because they didn't ask you, so you threw them away. Like, okay, if you want to be ungrateful, worked out for me. I bet her boyfriend wasn't happy that she gave them away or trashed them. So a lot of good music back then. But anyways, you guys, um, look for the podcast. If you want, download Podbean. You don't have to. But if you do want to listen to podcasts, check out the podcasts I have. You can always play them. It helps me out the plays anyways, help it gain traction. And it's a pretty cool little app. It's free. It doesn't cost you nothing. On my end, the service, there's a fee to it. But when we want to start doing more live on those too, and then you guys can chime in, vice versa. If you're on the road and you just want to listen, you can do that too. Because there's a couple drawbacks to doing it live like this. But I will get a hold of you, Mythos, and show you what's up. And it's a pretty cool thing. And Audible, yeah, I forgot that we post to Audible too, so Audible books and whatnot. But I'm gonna let you guys go for now. I'm gonna wake up Ashley. She's still crashed from work, and get some dinner going. I got to run over to my mom's house for a little bit and help her tonight. And most importantly, I got to find my pieces on my Primaris eliminators, and those things were not cheap. And I'm really kind of upset with myself for knocking them off like that. But at least it was one-page rules that knocked them over and not a book. Oh, Lincoln Park, you got to see live, and Metallica. I will leave you at this, Mythos. I did get to see Bullet for My Valentine at a concert called Laser Fest. That was the first time I got to see them. And Papa Roach. Kobe. I got a water bottle autographed. Um, and it was just like, "When can you get this autographed?" I'm like, sure. I just walked up to the rope and said, "Hey, man, can you autograph this?" They said, "Yeah." So, yeah, it's kind of cool. Those are things I used to get to do. But anymore, man. Trying to get to Bullet for Your Valentine is one of your favorites. Bullet for My Valentine, one of my favorites is the Betrayed song, and then the other one, Tears May Fall. Yeah, Papa Roach, pretty cool. I've seen them in concert. My daughter Crystal loves Jacoby. She always had like kind of a crush on him. So, and Corn, of course, being in Iowa, you have to go see the band Corn. Um, so yeah, Your Betrayal is a great song. Um, they have a couple good songs. I have on my playlist on YouTube that I sit and listen to sometimes. So yeah, it was pretty interesting, pretty fun, pretty fun. So I've got to do a few things in life that were cool. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Oh, Keegan, you're jealous over Luke Bryan. You're too insecure, man. They're just stars. Don't worry about it. Um, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it at all. If Crystal wanted to be with Luke Bryan, she'd be with Luke Bryan. There you go. All right, Telemachus. See you later. Tears Don't Fall. That's the other one. That's very good. All right, you guys. I'm gonna see you later. Mythos. I'll hit you up about Podbean. It's pretty cool if you're gonna start doing podcasts. It's easy. It's easy. All right. You guys have a good night. I am going to let you go here, and I will see you later.